Sam? You look super concerned, buddy. You okay? Is it wet outside?
It's very wet outside.
Morning everybody, Vaughn here with the Vonster vlog on this very stormy morning. Got the chickens let out, got a couple of things battened down, and hope the weather doesn't get too foul today. Breakfast today is 3 leftover hard-boiled eggs. I'm really proud of myself. I want really bad just some donuts, honestly, but hard-boiled eggs. Instead of going out and getting donuts, we just made biscuits at home, and we're having preserves and honey and butter on them. So, it is like 3 in the afternoon. The rain is just starting up again. We've gotten so much stuff shipped. That whole box is full. Those ones still need their stuff printed and dealt with and everything. And yeah, this week's shop update has gone really well. Like really well. The auction went phenomenally. We're feeling really good. We're getting everything taken care of. And I'm really looking forward to kind of having an afternoon off. We're going to go to a brewery in Joplin, which is interesting because I know nothing about beer at all, especially what kind I like. Don't know that, not even a little bit. And I think we're going to have fun. And I don't know what to do with myself being away from work for an afternoon. So I think before we go, because we've got like 2.5 hours maybe. I got ready a little early. I was excited. I think I'm gonna go over all my camping gear. So let's take a look at that stuff. Hey guys, so I wanted to talk to you about my backpacking gear, and that starts, of course, with my backpack. Let's back it up so you can see. This is my Titan Sports Explorer 4000. I can't remember how many liters it holds, but it's a lot. I'll look it up in a minute. It's got this rain cover kind of in the bottom of it. Lots of pockets and things, and I'll take y'all on a tour of that as we pack it. But my favorite thing about it is it has the internal frame. So the last backpacking, my first backpacking trip actually that I had done, was just a single night, 2-day expedition, and it was really comfortable to wear. So that's really nice. Limited experience here, but I figured for other newbies like me, maybe might be helpful to you guys. So the cat's holding them down for me, but the first things I wanted to talk to you about that I keep inside of my pack, even though my pack does have that rain cover, I use this trash bag as a pack liner. And I know not everybody's a fan of stuff sacks because of, I guess it's less than optimal packing space and some different things like that. But I really do like to bring some different stuff sacks and things. Just to, I like the extra bit of organization. And for my upcoming backpacking trip, I'm only going to be out for 4 days, 3 nights, so I don't feel, it's not like I'm doing a through hike and I have to like micromanage every gram. And you know, of course, that's my opinion now. We'll wait and talk to each other until after the backpacking trip, and I might be a much bigger fan of micromanaging the grams. So the first thing is my sleep system. This is super important because it's going to keep me out of the elements. It's going to be comfy and nice. This is my hammock. This is actually an upgrade from my last hammock. It's actually 2 ounces lighter than my last hammock, though it is large. It is bulkier. It doesn't compact down as much because it has this little like spring wire. I'll splice in some video of me setting this stuff up too. But it has this spring wire that keeps the net lifted off of your face, whereas the hammock I used last time kind of just like sagged there. I mean, it did have a way to attach into like its own ridgeline, but I very much prefer this hammock. There are links down in the video description to all the different gear that I'm using, to where you can kind of look at it and see the specifications and stuff for yourself. Now, essential with a hammock is an underquilt. And this is my underquilt. It's like 2 pounds compressed down. I usually store it uncompressed in its own tote to keep it dry and safe from like critters and stuff, but it compresses down really nicely, and it has a fill weight. That's the specs in there. Honestly, I don't really know what that means, but last time we used it, it was in like around 40-degree weather, and it was very rainy and cold and just gross, and it kept us warm, so that's good. Well, it kept me warm, so that's really good, because on our upcoming camping trip or backpacking trip, it's going to be around and that's 40 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius. It's going to be 70 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and like 40 degrees Fahrenheit at night, so is the forecast. So this is really nice. Again, I should have spliced in some video showing me putting that up on the hammock, and that provides the layer of insulation around underneath me whenever I'm in my hammock. It's not compressed, and so it stays like very lofty and does a good job insulating. This is just, it's actually just a warm weather sleeping bag. I'm a very, very like warm sleeper. Like, I don't like to be warm when I'm sleeping, but I am warm when I'm sleeping. So I have a warm weather sleeping bag, and 1.65 pounds. They're not joking. It says limit of 50 degrees. Again, I used it dressed in like thermals and with my fleece and stuff on in my underquilt. I used this as my top quilt when in 40-degree rainy weather. So I like it. Again, get to know your own gear and what works well for you. But that's my top quilt, that's my underquilt, that's my hammock. And right here we have a couple of other things. More stuff sacks. This is my tarp with snakeskin sleeve and different things that goes over all of that. That way whenever it is raining, I'm not getting rained on. It also does a great job of blocking the wind. It is a 10-foot by 12-foot tarp, which is much bigger than the last time I went out backpacking. I used a 9-foot by 9-foot tarp. This one's about 4 ounces heavier, but with the increased square footage and different like attachment tie points and different things, I do think I'm going to prefer this one. This is my seat. I got a big old booty, so I got a big old seat. It's a little bit longer than what I need, but you know. And this is just one of those windshield covers that you put in your car when it's like hot and it's supposed to reflect the sun, but it's perfect for sitting on. Keeps your booty from getting cold and wet. My tree straps that actually came with my old hammock. I really like these ones because they are adjustable, though I am thinking about maybe looking at some of the different tree straps that incorporate daisy chains as opposed to the hardware, just because I think they might be lighter. This is half of a poncho that I use as my footprint. It gives me something to put my backpack down on whenever it's raining, as well as to put underneath my hammock to keep humidity from rising up and condensing. I mean, it's minimal. It's mostly for whenever I get in and out of my hammock. It gives me someplace clean and dry to put my feet. These are my stakes and tie-outs. These are mini Groundhog brand stakes, and I just have some guidelines tied on there, and I'll show you a little later how I have those tied and set up. I was greatly inspired by Outdoor Adventures with his Cuban fiber tarp setup. But I have 4 stakes in there, and because that's all I need for my tarp setup, and I just keep them 4 stakes of all their ties in there. I do bring 2 binder clips. I guess I could find something lighter, but I really like these for hanging things on my ridgeline inside my hammock. For if it's very windy, they'll stay kind of clipped up. And I have an extra bit of heavy duty shock cord and an extra little clippy. I think I actually have like 3 of these floating around. So next thing that goes into my pack are my kitchen gear, because that's kind of heavy, and I'm usually not cooking anything unless I've already got my tent, or not my tent, but my hammock and everything all set up. In no particular order, my little insulated, more of that same material as what my seat's made out of. I cannot remember the name of the gentleman whose YouTube video I followed along with like 2 years ago whenever I made this, but it was really, really helpful. So I'm gonna see if I can link that down in the video description. I'm so bad with names, you guys. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, this is big enough that I can fit a backpacker's pantry or mountain house, or homemade in like a quart freezer bag, like you boil the water and you dump it in the bag, and I put it inside one of these, and that's how I keep my food warm while it's steeping and rehydrating. Okay, this was recommended to me by my good friend Laura. It's actually getting some wear and tear. It's got like a dent in it. It's a Microlite 17-ounce insulated thermos. It latches and locks, and this will keep your tea or your coffee or your hot cocoa hot to burn your tongue for like 10 hours before, like, I've poured my boiling water in there and closed it up, and 10 hours later I was like, well, it should be ready, and I opened it and burnt my tongue. So it's a really good thermos, though I do recommend letting it cool just a little bit before you put the cap on. I'm a coffee person in the mornings, so I have this pop-up brewer that I actually, and I'll show you guys again how I do my little like tea bag coffee for whenever I'm on the trail, because I put it in there, I open it up, and then I'll kind of percolate some boiled water through into my thermos. Close that up. And my first backpacking trip, I had just used this Baskin-Robbins spoon, and then I was watching my good friend Laura cook and eat with her spoon, silicone spoon from REI, and having something with just that little bit extra length to it whenever you're like getting your hands scalded by the steam in the bag, and just having like, I don't know, I really liked it, and I treated myself and got one. So #frivolous. This is my cook setup. This is my stove. Again, all of these are linked down below. My little stove, it screws onto self-igniting, really nice, but it screws onto your fuel, and then that's how I'll show you guys in a different camera angle, but it's super compact and I like it. There we go. And I do keep it in its little case because I don't like stuff getting damaged if I can manage it. But also here inside the stuff sack on the bottom, I have my lid that I had made. Again, for kind of keeping stuff warm. My fuel cell and my pot is in here also. whenever I have my fuel in there, I have this washcloth that I also use for cleanup to keep it from scratching up my pot. This is my pot. I'm very interested in getting one of the the Totes pots, but this one was crazy affordable on Amazon. And it fits my fuel into it, but not with the lid on though. But I don't even bring the lid because most of the time I just want to get the water boiling so I can dump it into a dog hair. So I can dump it into my thermos or into my food bag. So I put it inside its little cozy. Put my cloth in there. And put my fuel in. So this is my pouch. Again, I need to fix up the tape on it. But I like this one because I made the bottom where it splays out. I untuck the lid. And after my backpacker's pantry meal has finished steeping, we open it back up. Ooh, and that's looking pretty good. Nice and cheesy for sure. And it's still piping hot. Today's lunch is 3 cheese mac and cheese by Backpacker's Pantry. Testing it out, and it's actually, I think it needs like some chicken in it maybe, but it's pretty good. It's still really hot, but it's good. So I'm probably gonna end up doing a completely separate video of just my gear and stuff, considering that this is just for my blog. So here is another trash bag because I like my fail safes. Opening it up all the way. I could do with a heavier duty trash bag, but this is what I have. And this is going to have my sleep system in it. Basically just my sleeping bag and my under quilt, because I don't mind nearly so much if my actual hammock gets wet, but I mind very much if my hammock and under quilt get wet, because my hammock, oops, it'll dry out super fast. It's that ripstop nylon stuff. So that's how I pack those in. I'm coming in from the bottom of my backpack. I do like that this has 2 access points. And then here in the bottom, I have my tree straps kind of tucking in right there. I'm not going to be putting my rope in just yet. Those are my trekking pole tips. But I am going to take my hammock itself, and it just tucks right up on in there. You can see just like that. I still have a little bit of space right here that we could put our extra ties and our stakes. But I think I like having my stakes on the outside, so I'm going to go ahead and put my rope and stuff in the bottom here, I guess. Then go ahead and get my zippers zipped. And whenever I bring my pack upright, it will settle down into the bottom. So now I can take my pack, I kind of grab it by its shoulders and just settle that on down. I take my footprint and that fits just so right there. I did not have my footprint last time I went backpacking, but it would have been nice. But again, I was only out for a single night, and I think this is really going to make a big difference. The more nights we're out, the more likely it is that we're going to be rained on. So now with this though, I have these 2 straps here, and this is where I attach my tarp and my seat. I'm actually going to lay the pack back down. So I've laid the pack back down. You can see it's very well packed. Like, I don't want too much loose space just floating around. I would kind of like a stuff sack that I could put this in that maybe could keep my snake skin from the net that I keep the tarp in from getting snagged on stuff, but we'll kind of play that by ears. Honestly, it was like, it was very affordable. So, but again, I don't want my tarp getting torn up either. So I just roll up my feet and clip and clip, and now I usually wait to bind everything down just as tight as it will go until everything's packed in there, but I do want everything very nice and tight, no like flopping about or anything like that. In here on one side I keep my thermos, and in here on the other side I keep my smart bottle that I'm actually going to be swapping out a different tip. I want one of the squeeze bottle tips on this, but this holds a solid liter of water. It's as lightweight and durable as anything that you can pay a bunch of money for on the internet, but it's like $2 or $3 from like a gas station, so I'm sure you can find it with better prices somewhere else. But this is my water purification system. I also carry tablets as well as the capacity to boil if necessary, as well as a handkerchief to filter to get like the chunks out. I just keep it closed up with a hair tie. It's the Sawyer squeeze. I don't think this is the mini. No, it's just a Sawyer squeeze. And I'll demonstrate that whenever we're out doing the thing. I just keep it wrapped up in its own bag. And I try to only put the hair tie, I mean, honestly, I guess I don't, woo, I say that, super durable. I use the hair tie to keep everything very nice and tight and tidy, but I only put, I mean, it's just an elastic really. I only put it around the solid plastic piece of the nozzle. I don't want to be tugging and stressing the attachment point. So you can kind of see how I have that on there. And I keep this in a side pocket. So I'm using the old tummy to hand roll some Charmin Ultra Strong. I like this stuff, the toilet tissue that you can get it like in Walmart, like in the camping section, but it's been used, so the roll isn't as big as it could be, and I would like to bring as absolutely much toilet paper as is reasonable, because this is a pandemic after all, and I'll be darned if I'm caught tooting without, well, dang it, my little ends got all, how am I gonna recompact my toilet paper, make it fit in the thing? There we go, we made it work. So I refilled my toilet paper. This is my bathroom bag for whenever I go out to dig a hole. Again, I like having a nice discreet little stuff sack. Inside is my hand-rolled Charmin Ultra Strong, but in a nice little container to where it won't get torn up by the other things in the pack. I have my Deuce of Spades trowel for digging said hole. I have this pack of wet ones, which is used not just for going to the bathroom, but for general hygiene. Oops. And then also general hygiene, I have some body powder, because I'm a civilized lady in a barbaric world. But no, I like having a bit of body powder to help with the boob sweat at night, and just, I mean, to get all TMI with y'all, it's nice to feel fresh, and this stuff can go a long way. And instead of bringing my entire shaker container, I'm like, I don't use more than that in 4 days. And it just all packs very nicely into this bag that was actually the stuff sack from the tie outs and stakes for my tarp. So which I ended up using, I have smaller, like lighter stakes than what they provided with the tarp, but It just fits right in there like that. Nice bright green. That way, if I drop it, hopefully it won't be completely concealed under the green bag. In addition to my bathroom bag, I do have just my hygiene bag, which has, I've got a problem with a couple of my fingernails enough that it justifies I use this twice a day. Q-tips and toothpicks. I pack out all of the trash that I generate while I'm out there. Toothpaste, which I'm going to try to use up as much of it as I can before we go out on the trail, because I don't need a full travel container. Like, I only need like that much for 4 days of brushing my teeth twice a day, but I was all out from our last tube. My little minion toothbrush that I love. I love this guy. This is actually rose-scented biodegradable soap sheets, which I can't get out. That one's broken, but you can kind of get the idea. They're almost like Listerine strips, but they're soap, and they're a great way I like to fill up my pot with just creek water or rainwater if we have it, and have a bird bath and just something to get clean at the end of the day. And then earplugs. And this is, there's just a smidge left in there, but I don't have a smaller bottle to put it in, but I did wrap it up in this baggie, which, by the way, with my bathroom kit, I do bring a double seal quart-sized freezer bag to pack out all of my trash, bathroom trash. But I use that to treat sunburns, as a body glide. It's just vitamin E oil with tea tree oil in it, but it's also what I give myself foot massages with, and I also treat my psoriasis. So, and this is just a pencil bag, which is just a super light stuff sack. For my med kit, I am backpacking with 3 other people, so we're a total group of 4. So, and they're all bringing med kits as well. And I actually cut what I had in my med kit by half, because I was like, I don't need 4 things of Neosporin. I don't need, all of this extraneous stuff. But I didn't want to clear it all out just in case. But I do have like a compression bandage, some gloves. I put in my water tablets and an extra lighter and some fire starting tabs and lots and lots of like Midol, ibuprofen, aspirin. Yeah, I also have another thing of like super duper strong allergy medicine. And then also in here I have my little emergency mirror. I have a tampon. Oh, I have 2 tampons. I typically bring, again, TMI guys, guys and girls, I usually use menstrual cups, but just in case, you never know whenever you need a tampon. And they're good to have. Now, to supplement my first aid kit, which that is in its double sealed waterproof bag, and then inside another stuff sack. So that's a thing, but you have to find a balance between being prepared and being over-prepared, and anything that's more serious than what this kit can take care of, I need to be getting off the trail anyways. But in addition to this, I have in my fanny pack my tweezers, because I get splinters and they drive me crazy. My blister tape. This is Next Care first aid tape. It's what I use on my feet and hands whenever I get blisters. And then I also have the instruction manual for my headlamp, because it's a new headlamp to me, and a bunch of lens wipes for my glasses. Again, non-essential. I have a bug head net and my headlamp, which is a black diamond. Oh, what kind are you? Black, I don't know. It's this one, but I like it. It's black diamond spot, maybe. But it's super duper bright. Like, that's actually the dim setting, because it remembers what setting you put it on. Now, this is going to seem silly. I mean, honestly, is there anything that I do that is not frivolous and extraneous and silly? But for keeping me cool and starting fires, I have my hand fan, which is also scented with, it's a sandalwood fan that I've scented with cedarwood, lemongrass, and citronella oil. It does go in my bear bag overnight, but hopefully the wind will keep the bugs off, and well, the scent will help keep the bugs away. But it is really nice to, whenever I cool down. Again, I'm a very, very sweaty, hot person, and especially when I'm being active. So that's everything that's in there. In the front pouch here, we have my emergency whistle, we have my daily allergy pill, we have some bug spray, we have our fire starter tabs, we have Pamprin, another lighter. It's basically my day purse, and a hair tie. I have short hair now, but you never know when you need a hair tie. I have fixed some stuff, like MacGyver style. Fixed some stuff with hair ties. And then here in the front pocket, we have chapstick and a knife. I hope all of that was in fun. And this is just a fanny pack that I got at Walmart, and I chose this one because, well, it did have a smaller inner compartment, it did have this really nice padding, and it went all the way around me, and I've got like 55, 58-inch hips, I don't even know anymore, so nice. Sidetracked and never actually finished shooting video of all of my backpacking gear. So I'm going to be trying that again in a future vlog, but this is a fantastic opportunity. If you guys have any questions about what you've seen so far, I can answer it in an upcoming vlog, so that'd be great. Now I am getting all of my food laid out, and I just finished factoring up, because I'm like, is this like do I need this many calories? Do I need more calories? Like, what's up? And I whittled it down so that I'm having around 3,000 to 3,500 calories available, because I live in fear of starving to death, apparently. But I did stuff like, I don't know if one pack of tuna is going to be enough, so I'm bringing like double on that for twice. Same with my peanut butter and jelly. So, and I factored the calories as though I eat every single crumb. And I honestly, I don't think that that'll happen, but we'll see. So I always feel better bringing just a little bit extra food with me than necessarily what I think I need. But this is getting heavy fast. I am, to me, it's worth the wait to have something fresh to eat. We'll see how I feel about that on day 2. I might just eat both of my apples on day 2 and be like, I'm done with it. I got some mangoes into the dehydrator. Randy got some jerky on marinating, which is really great. We did not get the kiln going tonight, but it's been nice to kind of just have a couple of days off from that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go do my nightly routine and go to bed. So, it's just, this month has been a blur, you guys. Like, I can't even, like, it has just been a blur. So I'm gonna go to bed. I haven't gone on a walk in like a week, it feels like. My ankle's been killing me. Randy got me some sort of glucosamine supplement that's supposed to help with it, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm so nervous about this trip, you guys. Alrighty, that's the end of today's vlog. I will see y'all in our next video. So until then, keep on keeping on. Bye.